Baris Baktaş, I don't want my wife to divorce me. These words, uttered with trembling honesty, have now echoed across every corner of the entertainment world. And before I go deeper into this unbelievable story, let me stop for just 1 second. If you want to keep following the biggest secrets, scandals, and raw truths behind the glamorous lives of Turkish celebrities, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Should Baris fight to save his marriage, or is it already too late? Your opinion matters, and I'll be watching the comments carefully. Now, let's get into it. For months, whispers about Baris Baktaş's marriage have swirled in gossip columns and late-night social media threads. Once admired as the romantic, loyal figure in the eyes of the public, Baris seemed untouchable. He was the kind of man whose image never faltered. The perfect husband, the passionate actor, the gentleman who always appeared calm, collected, and protective of his family. But as the lights of stardom dim when the cameras are turned off, real-life storms began to rage behind the closed doors of his marriage. What shocked everyone most wasn't the rumors themselves but the fact that Baris finally admitted, with heartbreaking honesty, that his marriage was hanging by a thread. During a late-night conversation with a close friend, a conversation that, unsurprisingly, found its way into the hands of reporters, Baris allegedly confessed, "I don't want my wife to divorce me. I made mistakes, I know I did, but losing her would destroy me." Those words, raw and painful, tore down the perfect image that millions had built of him. People immediately began to speculate, what mistakes was Baris referring to? Did he cheat? Did he neglect his wife in favor of fame, projects, and constant travel? Or was it something deeper? A rift created not by betrayal but by silence, by unspoken resentments that built up until they became unbearable? The gossip mill turned at lightning speed. Some tabloids claimed that Baris had been seen at late-night gatherings without his wife, accompanied by faces unfamiliar to the public. Others hinted that she had grown tired of being the shadow of his fame, left to deal with the loneliness that often comes when one's partner is consumed by the demands of celebrity life. Whatever the case, one thing became clear: this wasn't just a temporary argument. This was a marriage standing on the edge of collapse. And yet, what makes this story so magnetic, so gripping that fans can't stop talking about it, is the undeniable love that still lingers in Baris's voice whenever he speaks of his wife. Even in his most broken confession, there was no anger, no coldness, no desire for revenge. Instead, there was only desperation, a man fighting with everything he has to prevent his life from falling apart. "I know she has every right to leave me," Baris reportedly said to another friend, "but I don't want that. I can't imagine a future where she's not by my side. Maybe I failed her, maybe I was blind to what she needed, but I still love her more than anything." Fans, of course, were torn. Social media lit up with debates, hashtags, and endless theories. Some came to his defense immediately, praising his courage for admitting his mistakes and showing vulnerability in an industry that often rewards arrogance. Others, however, were harsher, accusing him of only coming clean once the marriage was already broken. "It's too late, Baris," one fan wrote on Twitter, "she deserves better. Regret doesn't erase pain." Still, despite the judgment, there were countless voices rooting for him. Admirers flooded his Instagram posts with comments like "Fight for her, don't give up, and if you really love her, prove it." It became clear that the public, regardless of where they stood, was emotionally invested in the outcome of his marriage. Behind the headlines, though, lies a much more delicate truth. Baris's wife, whose identity remains carefully protected, has not spoken publicly about their struggles. Her silence, however, speaks volumes. Insiders close to her claim that she has been weighing her options for months, torn between the love she once felt so deeply and the wounds that have yet to heal. "She's exhausted," one insider shared. "She doesn't know if she has the strength to keep forgiving. But she also doesn't know if she has the strength to walk away." This tension, the unspoken war between leaving and staying, is where the real heartbreak lies. Because for every step Baris takes forward, determined to make things right, there is still the looming shadow of everything that has already gone wrong. Trust, once broken, is not easily restored. And in the glittering world of celebrity, where every private moment eventually leaks to the public, healing becomes even more difficult. But there is also something deeply human in this story. Beneath the fame, beneath the flashing cameras and the glamorous red carpets, we see a man who is, at the end of the day, just a husband who is afraid of losing the woman he loves. And maybe that's why so many people have connected to this scandal. Because it doesn't matter if you're a famous actor or an ordinary person, the pain of watching love slip through your fingers is universal. As the days go on, the paparazzi wait outside their home, the magazines draft their next covers, and fans hold their breath to see what will happen next. Will she forgive him? Will Baris be able to prove that he has truly changed, that his words are not just empty promises? Or will the silence of his wife become the final answer he fears most? Baris himself has not issued an official statement. His team has remained tight-lipped, neither denying nor confirming the rumors, perhaps knowing that silence sometimes speaks louder than any words. But those who have seen him in recent weeks say that he looks different, more withdrawn, more vulnerable, as if the weight of regret has carved itself into his very posture. For now, all we can do is wait. But one thing is certain, this story is far from over. The love, the betrayal, the regret, it's all still unfolding, and the ending has yet to be written. So let me turn this back to you, my dear viewers. Do you think Baris deserves another chance? Can love truly survive after mistakes have been made, or is it better to let go and move on? I want to hear from you. Comment below with your thoughts, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next shocking update, and hit that like button if you want me to keep bringing you the rawest truths about your favorite celebrities. Because if there's one thing we've learned from this story, it's that behind the glitter of fame lies the same fragile heart that beats within all of us. And for Baris Baktaş, that heart is now hanging by a thread, praying for a love that may already be slipping away.